I'm trying to design a very minimalistic, very small but yet very useful EDC item or multi-tool. Maybe it's a generous word to say multi-tool. I'll tell you all about it. Welcome to Tool Tech Geek. I like the things that are very minimalistic. So for example, this is a pry bar that I got from AliExpress, and they have it also in Amazon. It has a lot of functions in the tiniest, lightest weight package. So it's got a bottle opener, pry bar, driver for hexagonal bits. It has even a Phillips screwdriver and a ruler. So it's a lot of function. It's also cheap. So it's titanium, but because it's so small, it's cheap. So if you ever have the itch to have a titanium EDC, but not want to spend a lot of money, this could be it. So inspired a little by that, I wanted to do my own version. Can I make a similar tiny multi-tool that has a lot of functions? It takes no space. This is a little bit thick, for example. Can I make something even thinner? So like you can put even in a wallet or something like that. So, okay, so that's something you can buy, but it has some functions. A while ago, I made something like that by cutting metal. So basically, here I drew a hole, and then with a Dremel or such, I machined the hexagon. So this can be a bit driver. And then I had like some kind of notch for like the wire stripping or such. And then this part can be a flathead screwdriver. And that works. If you have to do more force, you can go kind of like with these other parts. So you can move those screws. Now this corner, it has a bit of an angle. You can even use it for some Phillips screws, but it doesn't have a lot of reach. Here I attempted to make some kind of sewing surface by hand, which was very crude, so not really good at all. And there was a notch that was intended for, I think, bending wires. And then this part was a bit sharpened, so you could maybe open a package. And this can act as with a piece of wire, I can attach this to my keyring. So this was, I liked it a lot, but it's not very perfect. Another similar tool that I saw is this tool that's used for sewing machines. It has a flathead, and this acts as a Phillips screwdriver, even though it's mostly 2D. Now this has a bit of reach, so I thought that was a good idea. So what if I combine these two ideas and have it made a little better by laser cutting? So I made a design basically inspired by that, but with some changes, which became this design. So I made a file using the Inkscape software. I created a file of the type DXF, it's some kind of AutoCAD 2D drawing, and I uploaded to SendCutSend, and then they laser cut it in stainless steel of a certain thickness here. And they shipped it in a few days, faster than I expected. And so I got now all these blanks that they shipped. So basically it's kind of like mass producing it somewhat. So you can make lots. These are not very expensive to do because of the size. I don't know, not too many cuts. So then what I did, I took these to grinder, ascending, what you call it, like a sanding machine that has a belt, like a small one that's used sometimes for sharpening stuff. So this is a very cheap one from Harbor Freight. So I sharpened the flathead section because originally just how it comes is too thick, and this wouldn't really work with screws. It doesn't actually fit. Same thing with this other end that intends to be a Phillips-like. It may fit in like some big ones, but not as you get a smaller one, it doesn't. So I had to do that sharpening, which is hard for me to do because I didn't have probably the right tools or technique, but still I managed to made it thinner at the ends, both sides, and then these serrations that are here, I also sharpened that, so this could act a little bit as a serrated blade, not extremely sharp, but somewhat. And then we have the hexagonal bit driver, and then this notch. I sharpened this one with a Dremel. So that's kind of it. So I can now show you what things we can do. This tiny, very minimalist multi-tool or EDC gadget. So can do light duty screwdriver, like for these electricals, works very well. Now this is a 2D Phillips, very 2D. I think it's kind of inspired by the ones from Next Tool, which they will take a, well, this one has a bit of a profile. There are some older ones, I think maybe from the Gerber juice or something. There were some that were just a flat piece with a bit of grind, and people used it. So it works with lots of sizes. So I was kind of very impressed. Even see the smallest, even smallest, if you're careful. So it is pretty good. The reach is kind of important because sometimes we want to take apart, let's say, some electronics. So these screws are a little bit recessed, so you need kind of to reach into those holes. That's why I made that extend a little bit. And same thing with that one. Now if you need to put a lot of force, this is kind of too weak. So if there's like a big screw like that, you could basically just use the side of the tool, and that will give you a torque. This fits a small 1/4-inch bit if you carry one with you. And then this is a serration, which I think this is good for certain light duty tasks. For example, let's suppose you have like a thin cardboard. You can do some cuts like these. Just apply a bit of pressure and creates a bit of line. So that's for a very thin cardboard. This could be maybe for a, I don't know, some crafting or something. It cuts. This is a shipping box, and I think we can, it cuts that material with the Serrated. So that works. This is a more premium cardboard. This was from a laptop box. Let me see if we can cut it with the serrations. Yeah. cuts pretty good. I'm a bit surprised. Now another challenge would be, can we cut a paracord string? This is designed to resist cuts. So I did a test earlier and it took a bit of work. Let me see if we can get it done. Basically, it will take a lot of strokes, a lot of time. You kind of very slowly start to kind of wear it down or cut each of the strands. Not a very efficient process. So it feels like you're a caveman trying to do something with a rock. I see he starts to cut some strands. See if we can finish the job. Will it cut? Nobody knows. It's almost there. Yes, wow, okay, that was not a clean cut, but if you're trying to escape or whatever, I don't know, I could do it. So then this notch was intended to be a wire stripper. So let's see if we can strip a wire. I found that a way that this works better is if you kind of bend the wire and then apply cutting this way. Apply some pressure. That's been cutting the plastic now, or the insulation. I'm gonna do the other side, and it looks like it is removing the insulation. I'm gonna pull. I need to do more. This isn't sharpened very carefully, or so it's very crude, but it is cutting the insulation. I'm gonna pull it. So you got a wire stripping. It's not a very aggressive blade, so it didn't much damage the wires themselves. So I think that kind of covers all the functions. Then this pointy thing can make, sometimes you need some sort of puncture, something like in a coffee cup. Sometimes you might want to make a hole so the air can go in and you can drink the coffee. Or even, I think it's maybe able to puncture an aluminum can. See, here we made a little hole. So it could be something kind of for this type of light duty tasks. I wonder if we could use the saw to cut that. Yeah, I guess you could. Do some work maybe. Anyway, very simple, small, not very perfected, or but I like it. It's kind of fun to make. It is almost mass produced because you can laser cut it for cheap, and I need to figure out better ways to do all those grinds. For this to be better, it should be heat treated and maybe made of some special materials that can be heat treated. So I didn't go through all that stuff, but still, it's kind of a light duty thing that kind of can make yourself. You could make one with metal, but it was much easier to have the blanks laser cut. So I wanted to share. Thank you for watching.